What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Living Freed channel. My name is Tyler Freed, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about whether or not you should get into the trucking industry for the love of trucking, of actually doing the job, or whether or not you should get into this industry strictly based on changing your financial future. I'm going to go into a little bit of what I think about this topic, and honestly, I've seen a lot of people talk about this on the internet with each other, and other YouTubers make videos about this, and I kind of want to give my 2 cents on it, honestly, and what I think about that. But first, before I do that, I appreciate you, if you're new to the channel, for clicking on the video. If you're already somebody that's subscribed to the channel, I appreciate you for clicking on the video, and I would really appreciate it if you're new to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out some more of my other content that'll be recommended at the end of this one. I just want to get that out of the way before I get into the topic of the video. So should you truck for the love of it, or should you truck for the money? Should you get into this industry? Why should you get into this industry? And honestly, everybody has a different reason why they get into the trucking industry. I think that the best way to address this topic, honestly, is for me to give you the reason I got into the trucking industry, why I became a truck driver. And I became a truck driver because I was drawn to the fact that becoming a truck driver equals job security. Okay, I got into this business because I wanted to find a way to earn 6 figures in a job, and earn 6 figures in a job with a lot of freedom. Okay, a job that wasn't boring to do, something that when I got up every day, I actually was excited to get up, okay, and do that thing. And trucking is that thing for me. But before I got into it, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, and I think everybody who looks at this industry, they look at it for the fact that you can make a lot of money in the trucking industry pretty fast, honestly. If you are a rookie truck driver, you can make $50,000, $60,000 your first year. There's not many careers out there to where somebody can come literally off of the street to making 50, 60K a year. The average household income in America, with 2 people earning an income in one household, is $60,000 a year. You can make that as an individual your first year in trucking. I made $60,000 my first year in trucking. Okay, I'm not saying everybody's going to do that, but you can definitely do that. If you go to the right company, you can absolutely make 60K your first year, and you can go up from there, depending how hard you want to work and depending on which type of moves you make. But I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, the money aspect did draw me into becoming a truck driver. I knew I could make really good money becoming a truck driver. However, I wasn't just gonna go into becoming a truck driver because of money. I mean, I could go make 60K, 100K in another industry. I don't have to work in the trucking industry to go make 6 figures a year, okay? There's plenty of other careers where you can make that kind of money, okay? This is a great industry to do that. You can do that, but it's not the only one. I'm only 27. I do not have to be in the trucking industry. I could go get into some other field if I wanted to. So that brings me to the point of, did I do it for the love of it too? Yes, I did. I looked at the job of trucking, the fact that things change every day. Okay, it's an adventure. Trucking is a lifestyle. Trucking is something that to where your day is never the same, honestly, especially if you're an OTR truck driver. The days are never the same. You're in a new state every day. You're in a new city every day. You're dealing with different weather every day. You're dealing with different shippers and receivers and different people and different restaurants and different truck stops, and it's cool, like different terrain, right? Trucking is an adventure, and I love to travel. I love to be go all the time, and I think that everybody who actually loves this business and actually loves being a truck driver is drawn to that lifestyle. That's why they do it for so long. The people that get into trucking and they only last like a year, because they didn't really like the lifestyle, honestly. And I'm not knocking you for that. Everybody's different. Everybody wants different things. But that's just the reality. Not everybody actually enjoys being out over the road for that long. They may have liked it for the first 6 months, but after they've seen every state and seen everything and experienced it, they want to go home. They want to get a local job or a regional job and be around the house more. That's fine. But for me, I'm enjoying my experience being an OTR driver. Honestly, I have not gotten tired of it yet. It is something that I enjoy to do. It is a passion of mine. However, I do this too for the financial benefit, okay? Like, honestly, and I think that if you're looking at a career to get into, I personally believe this. I don't care who you are. If you're in trucking, you're not in trucking, and you're watching this video, if you're wanting a career change, get into something that you would do for free. For me, I would travel the country for free. I would do that. If all my expenses were paid and everything like that, I would do that for free. However, I wouldn't do that for free forever, because I do have the ambition to basically take the money from whatever it is I'm doing and invest that money and be able to retire at an early age, okay? That is what I'm doing with the trucking business. That is why I'm still over the road after 3 years. I still enjoy what I do every day. However, I am on a path to changing my family's financial future forever, okay? I am using the money from trucking and I'm investing it, and eventually in a few years, I will never have to work another day in my life, okay? And I'm on track to doing that for my family so that I can be with them more often in the future, okay? I'm 27 by the time I'm 35. I do not want money to be a factor, okay? I do not want to trade off time with my wife and my kid for working over the road. I don't want to do that. I love truck driving, but I do not want to be an over the road truck driver forever. I also love more than just being a truck driver in this industry. I love the actual business of the industry. I love the fact that trucking is a necessity industry. It is an essential industry. If we experience a recession as a country or a world, we're always going to need trucks to move freight. So what does that mean as a business person, as somebody looking at a future in something? It means that if I go into this industry and I save my money and I invest into starting my own business eventually, and I scale that business, I can scale that business, meaning scale a trucking business. Why? Because the demand for truck drivers is so high. The demand for more trucking companies is so high. We do not have enough trucking companies out there to move the freight that needs to be moved, okay? That is why they're saying we have a truck driver shortage. That is why they're saying that, because there's all this freight that needs to get moved and not enough trucks to move that freight. Well, that's a good thing if you're a new person looking at a career change or a new business to get into. That means that you are needed. There is a demand for that skill that you have. There is a demand for that business that you are starting. You know you're going to constantly have work there for you. You're going to constantly have revenue coming into your business. Why? Because you are needed. That is why I got into the trucking industry. I did not want to stay in an industry that if a recession hits, it gets affected immediately. The last industry I was in, when the world shut down because of the event that played out 2 years ago, okay, that industry was completely shut down that I was in before, okay, because it was in the entertainment industry, okay, completely shut down for an entire year, right? Well, I got into trucking before that even happened. However, I got into trucking because I knew that we were going to experience another recession, okay? And we may experience one in the future. Actually, we will experience one in the future. Nobody knows when that is, but eventually we will. And I feel confident in saying this, that it will not affect my job. And if I have a business started at that time when we experience it, it will not affect my business dramatically like it will other industries. That is why I got into the trucking industry. I also got into it because it's an industry where you can save up a lot of money and use that money to, like I said, invest in other things like the stock market, real estate, crypto, whatever it is you're into. You can take your money from this and invest in that. And why are people doing that? Why do people want to invest in other things outside of trucking? Well, because people do not want to be reliant on a job forever. I'm using trucking to not be reliant on earned income forever. I'm using trucking to invest in things that produce passive income that I do not have to trade my time for. Okay? That is what rich people do. That is what the wealthy do. They invest their money and earn passive income. They invest in assets that go up in value over time that pay them passive income over time, okay? So that they do not have to trade their time for money. Their money is making money for them. That is what I'm using the trucking business for. That's why I got into this business, because it is a cash cow. It is something to where you can make a lot of money and really change your family's financial future, okay? And so I want to make that crystal clear. Like, I am not just in the trucking industry to be a truck driver. I want to eventually start my own company. I want to eventually own my own truck and have a fleet of trucks. And I want to use the money I make from trucking to invest in things like real estate and stocks, like I just alluded to, okay? I'm a business person driving a truck. I'm not a truck driver. I'm not anything. I don't want to be labeled anything. You watching my channel is just you watching my journey. And like I said, I really appreciate you if you're a subscriber, but don't let anybody ever label you any one thing, honestly. I'm using this business to build a great life for my family. I enjoy it too. Like, believe me, I've done this for 3 years. If I did not love what I was doing, I would not be doing this, because I'm young enough to make that change if I wanted to. I do not have to be a truck driver. However, I am a truck driver because I do enjoy this. But just because I don't want to be a truck driver forever doesn't mean I don't want to be in the trucking industry long term. And believe me, for the next few years, I will be a truck driver because I'm paying the price right now. I'm sacrificing time so that I can eventually later not have to sacrifice as much time. Okay? And the only way to do that is to take your money and invest it and have enough passive income to where you never have to work again. That is my goal with trucking. That is my goal right now. I'm doing this YouTube channel. I would like to have more time in the future to blow up the YouTube channel. You know, I would like to have more time in the future with my wife, with my kid that's coming. Those are things that I want to do, but I also still want to be involved in the industry that created that life, okay? So if you're somebody that is looking at getting into trucking, or they just got in, figure out your plan, okay? And it's okay to want to get into this industry to change your financial situation, okay? Believe me, people would not be signing up to become truck drivers if they didn't see the amount of money that they could make in the industry. Like, let's just call it what it is. It is a lifestyle, but it's also a business. And if you're somebody looking at getting into this business, you should be trying to make as much money as you possibly can in as short amount of time as you possibly can, so that you can change your family's life, in your life, okay? I firmly believe that. I believe people should get into whatever career like drives them. Whatever, if you're not getting up every day excited about your day and motivated, then you're in the wrong thing. For me, when I get up every day, I'm motivated to work. I'm motivated to hustle. I'm motivated to work 11 to 14 hours a day. I don't get tired of doing what I'm doing, okay? And just because I don't want to be over the road forever as a truck driver does not mean, like I said, that I do not want to be in this industry. There's plenty of other things to do in this industry. I don't have to love just one aspect of it, okay? And that's the way I see trucking. That is the way I think other people see trucking. Maybe you don't see it that way, and that's okay. If you want to be a truck driver for 20, 30 years and that's what you want to do, that's awesome. I can see why you want to do that, because honestly, it is a fun job. I have a lot of fun doing this, okay? So I just want to clear things up, because I do have a video called Trucking is a Waste of Life, and a lot of people clicked on that video and didn't listen to one thing that I said and basically assumed that I said trucking is a waste of life. That is not what I said in the video. I was simply sharing all of the different things that people say about trucking and why it's a waste of time and why it's not good. And I was simply just sharing those things with you, basically saying that I don't think that these things are true. Like, I don't think that trucking is a waste of life, okay? I do not think that. I think trucking is a great business. I've made that very clear in other videos. But people didn't even watch the video, and that's okay. You know, I know you're going to have people that comment and say things that don't even make sense on your videos, but that's okay. The people that really follow me and really listen to what I say, they know what I said, and they know what I meant, and they know what I'm all about, okay? So anyway, I just wanted to make a quick video, and I will be sharing more videos with Pedro in the future. He did pass his CDL test, so that's good. Congratulations to him. And he will be flying out to meet me in Dallas so that me and him can finish up his training. So I will be doing more videos with him and sharing that experience with you of me and him training. And we are going to be doing actually a little bit of a team operation, honestly, and I'm going to be sharing that experience with you, and I'm excited to do that. I think that's really valuable content. And yeah, so God bless. Thank you for watching the video. Peace out. Have a nice day.